Hi folks, and welcome to another Miniature Modelling Mayhem Paint Up live chat event. This live chat was held on Saturday the 7th of May, and it was held in order to talk about how we are getting on with our May painting challenge. This painting challenge runs for the whole month of May. It's not too late to join in. All you have to do is decide on something that you are definitely going to paint this month or make a good attempt at. We go around the group and talk about what everyone's doing, whether we're on target or whether we're going to add more in. Nice discussion, hope you enjoy it, stay tuned for more.
Are live, there we are.
Hello.
Hello, world.
Evening.
Yeah, so as I was just saying, that the reason we're doing a bit of a live recording tonight is just to cover what everyone's done or how everybody's getting on with the first week of the challenge. And I think we'll just do what they call at my work as creeping death. So who's first?
I'll go first then. Well, I'm doing that well enough. You'll find me cleaning things up, so I need to do some more. Not doing too bad at all. The main piece that I wanted to get done was the first of the Sudan Limbered Gun Crews and a couple of vignettes. So I've got one of the gun crew is done, the vignettes is done. So seemed to come through pretty quickly. So
Was
do
the
some more instead.
was the vignette the two ladies on camels?
Yeah, two ladies on camels to
right.
start off with, yeah.
That's cool.
And what is that that's on your table just now, Dave?
That's another naval. It's going to be another naval brigade gun crew, but this time I'm doing them with pulled by mules. So plus I've also got the remainder of the Mardist artillery. So there's a couple of Krupp guns and a Gatling gun. So I'm going to get those. I'm going to get those done in May as well.
Oh, they had Gatlings, yes.
Oh yes. It's going to be it's an interesting one to come up against that one. I think the Imperial forces
Yeah.
captured off the Egyptians.
All right. Oh, that's cool.
You know, those were obviously the very early, or the earliest version of machine guns, I take it.
Yeah, that's right. They have in the rules they use, they have a tendency to try and fire it at its maximum, which usually results in it jamming.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
you never know. Somebody rolls a 20.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been a good week. I mean, I've been on the chats every night this week, so it's been really quite productive.
Yeah, and you've been a welcome addition. You've had some really interesting stuff to show as well.
Yeah, that's good. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Unlike Ed's stuff, bloody Macedonians.
I have Romans as well.
We'll do you next then, Ed, since you're so willing to jump in.
Yeah.
How are you getting on with your...
Oh, I'm nearly halfway actually.
Well,
So
that means you need to double up on what you promised.
yeah. Well, I'm currently not working on my challenge. I'm priming more figures to do. So yeah. Gonna
Just showing off, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do 4 units. Or no, it's 1.5 unit of Romans.
Is this just because you got beat today in the game you were playing?
Yeah. Nah.
More Romans.
Playing a game really stimulates painting, so you know.
Those of you need reinforcements.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the Romans didn't let me down. It was the Greeks, the filthy Macedonians. They ran away from some barbarians, even.
Was that the first time you had fielded them since they were painted?
No, I've
Oh well,
Fielded
there goes
them.
that theory.
I fielded them a few times before, and they performed admirably. But the what I'm beginning to notice is you don't really need to charge if you have pikes. You know, your enemy doesn't get their charge advantage that much. So they're better maybe defensively. I don't know. I'll
Nice.
figure it out next time. But I'm doing a unit of skirmishers, a unit of Macedonian cavalry with leopard skins, so they're pretty funky. And 1.5 unit of Roman legionaries, and something to buff out some Greek mercenary troops.
Cool. That is quite a list then.
Yeah, but the unit, skirmish unit's only 8 figures.
Yeah, it's still quite a few different things to be painting.
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about Ancients, I guess. All the units are, they don't wear the same uniform across units.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'm using all the broadcasting time.
No. Oh,
No.
I know we're only limited to 8 hours, so. And Stephen hasn't gone yet.
7.5 hours of Macedonians. We'll see. Is Bob in a position to talk? How are you doing, Bob?
Yeah, I'm like rolling along on my challenge. I've got right now 23 of my 20 mil UN guys done. I just put the gloss on them, so that platoon's just about finished. I got the casualty figure, and I've got 5 of my UN vehicles completed, and I'm waiting on a couple APCs, which hopefully will get here in the next couple days. And I think that part of my UN or May challenge will be completed, except for a little bit of touch up here and there. Then on to my French and Indian War figures.
Good stuff.
Making
So you aiming
progress.
to do 2 weeks on each then, or does it just depend on where you get to with what you've got?
But yeah, I think I put in for like to finish at least the one platoon, which this one is made up of 5 fire teams for the UN figures, and those vehicles, and then I think I said like 20 Woodland Indians in 28 mil.
Right.
So I've got the base skin coat done. That may be my my challenge. So I was a little motivated to get the 20 mil figures done because I've got a game coming up with them. So I wanted
Cool.
to get those done.
Good stuff.
And
Yeah.
Bob, you do a casualty figure for every unit you paint?
No, that was my first casualty figure because I
Alright.
accidentally sliced his arm off when I was cleaning him. So I actually, I don't know if I know a bunch of you guys have seen this one. but
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
It's,
gruesome.
It's him.
So he was a volunteer then.
What the heck? I might as well. Oh, and I also took Edzard's lead in my first flag I've ever made. A little UN flag for one of the APCs.
Oh, great.
Cool.
So it's getting there.
Well, I stole it
You
off
have a flag?
Mark, though.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So I actually wet my second flag, so I think this one's going to have to go on the casualty figure. The bombed up flag.
Ed, how are you getting on?
Me? Yeah, pretty good. I got my big statue of Anubis done, and some of the undead guys I finished off. A little bit of work on the gods, and the big, my first ever backboard picture that I painted the other night to try for photographing the Egyptian stuff against, so it has a nice desert mountain and a sky and make the pictures look a little better. And now I'm wandering off topic and doing a little stand of Old West guys that are just about done on their stick, and I'll have to pop them off and base them up.
Very nice.
And yeah, so it's coming along. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, three gods and a hero left to do here for the main Egyptian stuff, and a few that I haven't even cleaned the metal on that I got just the other day, and like a hyena and a leopard and a couple of hippos over here that have been sitting in a box for ages, kind of half done. And so yeah, I'll be going out to play with the setup game probably sometime this afternoon or tomorrow.
Cool.
And learn the rules.
Yeah,
I've been reading them, but I haven't played them.
I think that those of us who saw your setup the other night were all really impressed. Your table looks really smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and I think the painting you made for the background is really, it's just a finishing touch, you know. It really makes it all very, very believable. Or, you know, the suspension of disbelief is always broken a little bit if you have like shelves and, you know, real stuff in the background.
Yeah. It's easier than you would think. You know, you kind of watch some of those videos of people painting landscapes, and I seen a bunch of those without trying it, and then just watched one or two just before I did it, so I had remind myself of a few things, like fading things in the background and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And did you use oil paints?
No, I actually, since I was doing a very first one, I wanted to use the cheapest possible materials. Mm-hmm. So they were like these, the cheap craft store acrylics on a sheet of cardboard.
Yeah.
In fact, it was one of those sort of fold-up box lids. So I just there was little holes in it, and so I just pasted pieces of note card over the holes, and and so it was just the most throwaway thing, just to say, okay, let's give it a shot and see how good a mountain I can paint. And I was like, okay, now I can think about actually investing in a little bit of artist materials to try to do it a bit more right, because
looked really good.
Bob Ross used oil paints. And he used the oil effects, slow drying and stuff.
Yeah, I was not even using artist acrylics. You can do it with, although I think probably the clouds would have worked better with either oils or artist acrylics that have the heavier body to them, where they were kind of they kept merging down into the blue, since the blue hadn't let the blue dry, and it was a little bit too much. And I think remember the heavier body paints, you could still keep the shape of the clouds more what you want without having to keep redoing them like I was doing. And so, learn the materials.
Yeah, really, really good. And I think it's really smart how you've got the Western stuff going on and the Egyptian stuff going on, because the terrain's so interchangeable between the two.
Yeah, it's been worked out really well that way. I've done later Sudan and colonials, and now the ancient Egyptian, and Mexico, and sort of southwest U.S. And
I believe in your idea of doing an Egyptian Frostgrave kind of setting, that table, you could do that quite easily on.
Yeah, certainly. You could pretty much take a lot of the same guys that I'm using for this game and playing Frostgrave with it, just these of Gods and Mortals rules. Somebody, I think it was Don Jondo, pointed me to some of the extra lists that were on the internet. So they have a Japanese list for samurai and Japanese mythology gods, and I could get a few of those out and try, matching them up against either the Celts or the Egyptians or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Paul, you want to give us a rundown of where you're at?
Yeah, I'm just plodding away with another Prussian battalion, Silesian Grenadiers. I managed to tick off the Prussian Grenadiers, and I just need to finish the bases on them, and a command figure. Command base for Crazy Plaffen and his trumpeter. They're almost done as well. So, getting there slowly but surely.
Cool, and without spoiling your probably upcoming YouTube video about how you got on at Carronade, did you have a good day?
I had a fantastic day. It was brilliant.
Good stuff.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I wish there was more of them. I wish they had 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah.
Lots of goodies. I got a full run set that I'll maybe add a little bit to those guys. Some cracking books and some little goodies for. I've got Gary, some figures, some 172nd scale figures, and some turfs and flowers.
Cool.
Not forgetting the Perry's Retreat from Moscow figures I picked up. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Those are wonderful figures.
I've been looking for ages. Decided to go big time.
28mm naps, eh?
The slippery slope.
The slippery slope.
Is that just for a diorama or something? Is it?
Be counting buttons next.
Yeah, I'll do. I'm individually based them. I want to be able to use them in some way. There was a cracking game the guys had today. Just a really one of those cigar box mats or whatever they're called, and the figures were absolutely gorgeous. And, taking the highlights to the extreme because of the kind of weather conditions. So
Yeah.
I'm interested. Wee bit of fun. And that's me.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk longer, so I took a bite.
Sorry, you Jamie. I didn't mean to disturb your munching one we talk on.
No, it's okay.
I could tell you a brilliant story, but we're live.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
How are you getting on, Mr. Elliot? How are you doing with yours?
Yeah, not doing too bad actually. I'm on my last artillery crew from the April challenge, which I've just got to finish up and base there. I don't know if you can see that well.
Good stuff.
So the sand's down. I've just got to put the frosting on and the paint on that one. So that's that finished. That's the April challenge finished off for me. Bit late, but there we go. In the meantime, I've been doing some of the artillery limber, the horses and the crew. It's the latest one I'm on at the moment.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, you can see that one. And then once these are done, then it'll be a unit of Coldstream, I think.
Cool.
I think I'll be hard pressed to finish that one, but we'll give it a go as well.
Well, it's all about just making progress, Paul. If you get something started and mostly done, then that's good enough, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, well, I'm doing okay. I'm getting there.
Cool. And Steve, I see you've got a table full of tiny metal men.
Yeah, I've finished off my English Civil War part of it. So, what we've done, I painted a cavalry regiment, 2 dragoon regiments, and the commander, and finished off the army, the whole army.
And
That's good.
that's your entire army you were saying done.
Yeah. So I got it. Yeah. And I painted that entire army whilst I've been sat on these painting chats since January. So, yeah. So I can't do them quite quick.
Really good.
That's incredible.
Do 4 armies a year.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it? Buy more
Oh,
storage.
One
So,
very big one.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm cracking on with my 6mm Napoleonic French now, which is what you can see. A big pile of figures here. I think I've got about 114 figures here. And then I've got another load as well. If I get all these done, I've got some more I can get done as well.
Cool.
You're so organised, Steve. That looks
Take it.
brilliant. You're so organised.
Hmm.
And you got them all laid out in front of you. They look great.
Yeah, I just like to get them all cleaned up and then I'll put them in little piles of battalions or different poses or whatever, and then it just makes it easier, doesn't it, to paint them up, I think.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these.
Yeah. I think it'll be okay. If I can get around this, I've spoke about it before about the warping on these big bases.
Uh-huh.
But I mean that's one thing for good there. I've shown you it before, but you can't really see it there. But when you put it flat on the table, see it's warping.
Hmm.
Really annoying. It's why I stopped painting them before.
How thick are the bases you use?
2mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was going to go for 3mm. Yeah, it is MDF. I was going to go for 3mm to stop the.
You painted
Yeah.
both sides.
No. Yeah, I know. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting PVA glue on one side, letting it dry, and then when I stick the figures to it, I'm going to bulldog clip it to something that's totally flat till it's dry. Try and stop the warping.
You could always try varnishing the base first before you do the PVA. I don't know if that would help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, burnished on both sides might do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not that. To be honest, it's not that noticeable. It's just, you're your own worst critic, aren't you? Man, can't
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's just, I know it's warped. People might not notice, but I know it's annoying.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty much me. I'm just plodding on with all this stuff.
Cool. And that just leaves little old me at the end with my veritable horde of poorly painted 15mm Germans, which are slowly getting there a bit at a time. I've got just the webbing on kind of another, I think 6 stands or something to do, and 6 strips, and then I'm going to switch to doing smaller batches, touching them up to make sure that all the niggly bits, all the flesh colour that's on the tunics and stuff's done, dealt with, and then washes and highlights. So,
And how much do you love painting these?
these sculpts are absolutely fantastic. These Grenadier sculpts from this man who deserves to be thrown in a volcano for what he's done. Generally speaking, I was reminded today because I got some British infantry arrived today, and they're the Guards infantrymen for the World War II Brits from Battlefront, and they're absolutely gorgeous figures. They're so nice, and compared to these are just like in a different. These could have been produced by a different manufacturer. These ones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of them, like the guys in the second row here, are Battlefront models, and they're fine. But these guys are these other sculptor, and they're just so gangly, and they've got no necks, no discernible feet. They're just posed really awkwardly. But yeah, I'll get them done.
Set the fence, Jamie. Just tell us.
Well, I don't. They're honestly the worst Battlefront figures I've painted. I really don't like them at all.
You only have 150.
115 of them here.
Oh, 15.
So,
You'll get We're here to support you.
yeah. Well, first weekend I've got a decent number, kind of up to a point where I'm ready to move on with stuff. So
And you've only cried twice.
Every night.
No.
This week.
Cries himself to bed.
Yep. Yeah. It's that way when you're painting. Sometimes you look at your table afterwards and you think, yeah, I'm really making progress and I'm enjoying this. And then other times you look at your table and think, why the fuck did I say I was going to do this? And the sooner I get rid of these, the better. And this is one of these times for me.
You'll get
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good that hopefully if I finish this lot off in May, then my 2 months of challenge, I'll have cleared about 75% of a brand new German army for my Flames of War. So I'll just have the vehicles and some gun units to do. It's good to see other people are increasing their pledge already, and it's only the end of the first week. Even if it is purely because they got beaten a game today and
need more troops.
Yeah. Me and young David used to do that. He would text me and say, I've just bought a Tiger, so I would buy a battery 17 pounders and stuff. And a Typhoon and things.
Arms race.
Yeah.
Yeah. To paint French for David every now and again, then I realised that I was fighting them. I was painting French Guard. So I stopped painting French Guard for them. I kept on coming up against it with my Landwehr and my reserves.
That when you started painting the French third line units or something?
Yeah. They can paint their own Guard.
Find some of the lesser German allies or something. Oh, I keep finding little bits that I
I know there's been a few guys on. They might turn up later. I'm not sure if we'll still be live by then. But there's a few of the guys who come on regularly, like Alan, who's making good progress with his Airfix Germans and stuff.
He loves painting those droopy Lugers.
Gary, speaking of droopy Lugers, there's Gary.
Smooth.
Gary's getting through his 172 scale. Is he still doing the English Civil War? He was just finishing that, wasn't he?
Somebody just announced finishing an English Civil War. Was that him?
No, that was Steve.
Okay.
I think he's just about finished, isn't he? He was just finishing them off.
Yeah, and then he was he's going to move on to doing Napoleonic 172 scale cavalry, I think, next.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got Scott, who's been painting sci-fi zombies, US Marines, and probably a dozen other things that I'm not aware of.
Some character on a giant flea or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, have I missed Mark, who we've hardly seen. I'm not sure if he's doing anything for the May challenge because he's just started his job.
He hasn't finished his April challenge yet, which were the German cavalry. But
yeah,
you know, as soon as I pick up a Dutch cavalry unit, he'll finish his in a day. I'll bet you.
I wouldn't even take that bet. It's not worth it.
Look, Mark.
All you have to do is text him and say, "I'm just about to start this cavalry." And, yeah, I know he's just started his job and stuff. He said he painted like 6 platoons of Vietnamese or something for Vietnam, for the Flames of War Vietnam stuff. Andy Mac, who's doing Napoleonics, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing small scale maps. Just finished a Hussar regiment, I believe.
And I'll just see quickly on the Facebook page who else.
Marco's started 28 mil
Napoleonics, yeah, he had some pictures of them on the Facebook group the other day, didn't they? And they were looking very animated. They look like a moving cavalry unit. I know that sounds daft, but sometimes you see them and like the guys are posed as if the unit's standing still. I just posted the list here, so who else have we got? Serkan, who was doing more figures than me, 245 Russians I think he was working on.
Yeah.
Not seen a progress update from him, but hopefully he's doing well with that. Julian Brown said he was doing a battery of 12.2cm German guns, but I'm not seeing any pictures.
Soviet guns getting used as German.
Right, okay. Lee Einecker, who was doing some battle suits. Again, not seen any update of that, but hopefully that's progressing well. Mark Stumpf, who was going to be on Thursday, but I don't think he could make it. He's got his 40k stuff, a couple of 10 Iron Warriors and a character, a Warp Smith and a Cyber Familiar. And then Abel, who had the mountain guns, the 28mm Indian, well, Afghanistan kind of frontier force guys, wasn't it? They were, yeah, really nice models. Similar vein to Dave's Sudan stuff, but a different theatre, obviously. I couldn't tell you whether that's the same time frame or not. I take it it is. And Bill, who's been working or who's going to be starting on Woodland Indians, I think he diverted to do something else, didn't he?
I don't know.
He was telling me the other night he was working on something and then he was going to go on to do his Indians.
Probably 1,000 Samurai.
He's been gaining Samurai a lot.
He was finishing some Samurai, wasn't he? And then he was going to move on to his Indians. So that's everybody then that I'm aware of that's currently participating in the challenge. I think there might be one other person who commented on a blog post of mine. I'll just see if I can find it.
Was it John Sakura?
It was. Oh, I've got that echo back in. I'm not sure who it was actually.
Was it me, Jimmy?
No, it wasn't. It was the name will come to me. I'll try and find out and check out. I think he's on the Google Plus group, to be honest. But yeah, it's been great to see everybody's pictures on the Facebook group and updates of what everybody's doing.
Yeah, my friend John's thinking of joining it as well. It just depends how much time he's going to get this month from work.
Yeah. Well, I said when it comes to the challenge, it's basically you just tell us what you want to or what you're going to aim to achieve. It could be as little as priming a unit that you've never picked up in months, or finishing one figure or whatever. But it's just about actually picking up the paintbrush and getting on with it, and then letting us all know how you're doing.
Well, if you don't finish, it's no big deal.
Yep. You've only got your own conscience to.
Are you going to set up a? I thought all the May challenge like this was April.
Yeah, I will do. We're going to look at how we structure that as well, because apparently it's difficult to navigate to, but we'll see what we can figure out to make it a bit easier.
It's not really difficult, but it's, for me, it's never something
Think about.
I think about. I just look at the feed, and there's plenty of interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
I guess it's
Yeah.
good though. The April Baking Challenge album is funny to look at. It's all the pretty good figures in there. Big
There's a
robots.
real mix as well, isn't there, from Massive Sci-Fi, Mars Attacks Robots, English Civil War, Flames of War, and Napoleonics. It's a really good mix.
Yeah, definitely. Dancing robots.
For use in Judge Dredd, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realise that the Martians from Mars Attacks were in Judge Dredd, but apparently they were.
There's this guy, Paul Alba. He also painted some figures last month.
Who?
Looks to be German men in long raincoats, beards and moustaches.
Graphic Warden.
Yeah, that looked great.
Thank you very much, Ed.
No problem. Calls him like I sees him.
Anyway, I think we've got a bit of an echo, so if no one else is...
It's my. I'm gonna turn this off.
Alright. There we go. How's that now?
It's a lovely thing to do to show war bases. They've started doing, I think they're doing it for, is it the Fat Lardy? Is that what you call them? They're doing wagons. I know it sounds such a simple thing, but kind of generic wagons and Napoleonic wagons in the MDF, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's for 28 mil.
Yeah, for 28 mil.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. They ought to make a fortune out of that at that kind of prices.
It's great. I was looking at them today, and they really are. I mean, it just fits so well.
Yeah.
I've spoke to him. I've obviously tried to bend his ear, because in 18 mil in Napoleonic, sorry to bore everybody with this, but there's certain things that are kind of missing, like Saxon artillery ammo wagons and Prussian.
Yeah.
And he reckons it's quite feasible. Martin reckons it's quite feasible. It's just a case of getting it sized down. So,
yeah, rescale the CAD. Yeah.
Yeah. And Forge as well. The forges. So I'm quite excited about it.
Of course, you're going to get into what colour do you use for a French artillery grain? Everybody's got their own version.
The judges are out on that one.
I'll maybe just camouflage it. Some branches, just in case the Jabos get it,
Yeah.
No. But there are so many options for it, and a lot of the wagons can be used right across the board.
Yeah.
So the brilliant work that Calpe and Westphalia have done on, like the Prussian and the Saxon stuff, I'm hoping that Martin can do for us.
Yeah.
Because it really would save me scratch building any for myself.
You just need to buy a laser cutter.
Fingers crossed. But if it takes a year, 6 months or whatever, I'm not really bothered. It would just be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish them well with that. That's a cracking idea.
Uh-huh. There was a kind of a water one, a wee water wagon, you know, with the barrel in the back. You know,
Yeah.
that was all obviously done with the MDF as well, and it was so sweet. Yeah. Of course, my brother went in and kind of mopped up, bought a few for lying around about.
Yeah, I was thinking some of it would be applicable for him for his Zulu stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it, just round about.
Yep.
Yeah, wish them well.
Oh, it's always nice when you find a product like that that makes you think, you know.
Yeah, it gets you excited and what you can do with it.
Yeah.
I just learned that hot glue is no good for putting metal figures onto steel washers. Tried that. They don't stick very much, so now they're super glued.
You've got something in front of your camera, Ed.
Oh, yeah, I bumped things around when I was changing my cabling there, and probably after hooking in the hot glue gun. Let's see. Let's go where I can look at things better. How does that work?
Paul. So how many artillery crews is that you've done now?
I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Yeah, seven artillery pieces and 4 crew for each one. And a 6-horse limber as well, which I'm not quite finished yet, but getting there.
You've done well with them.
Thanks to some of your advices the other night that people were giving. I think Dave was one in particular. I've managed to come up with a new way of packing my horses, which I'm quite pleased with.
Yeah.
I've still got to have a go at using the oils.
Excellent.
One thing I'm going to have a go at in the near future, I think, and probably make a big mess of, but it's got to be done. Like I say, I'm still learning, so
Yeah.
I suppose you've got to challenge yourself.
I'm doing some. Yeah. I'm going to be doing some horses next week, so doing the same thing. So I'll do them on here, so you can watch me do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So I'm quite pleased with the way these are coming out at the moment. So. I mean, I've actually got the limber on my face now. I mean, I don't know how well that shows up.
Oh, that looks nice.
I don't know how well it lights up, so.
Yeah, it's nice.
See them?
Well, that looks nice, Paul.
Yeah, it is.
I had 2 spare artillery crew as well, and foot crew, so I've just stuck them on the back end of the base as well, just to
Be extra bit of eye candy.
put the 2 riders, because I don't have any guys to sit on the limber itself, so they're now standing behind the limber.
Aye.
Oh,
Well, they're spare, so I might as well use them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm at, and then once I get these, then I'll be on to the probably the Coldstream. What are we doing next? I've got like 32 of them to paint up, and then I've got command on top of that.
I can't remember if I said earlier, but therefore it's Waterloo that you're kind of doing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, as I said before, I got given a handful of 15mm Napoleonics about 6 months ago off a friend, and that's what got me into it really. So because they were Waterloo period, that's what I've sort of stuck with really. If I had a choice, I probably would have gone with the Peninsula more, but as I had a handful of these, I thought, well, I'll go with these. So,
Yeah.
but no doubt I'll branch into that at some point. And I've had some AB miniatures sent through the post yesterday, so I've got a bag of casualty figures to do as well. Some British casualty figures, and I've also got some generals. I've got Picton in the bag there, and some of set I think it is, Wellington's in there. So my pile's getting bigger again.
Nice little set,
Yeah, obviously the first ones I've seen, the AB ones up close, and I was quite impressed with the detail on them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, they'll be coming up soon as well on my list to do. I need to start looking for what I'll do after that. So yeah, I'm definitely tempted with Flames of War at the moment, so I might go out and get some of them as well.
Another slippery slope.
Sorry?
Another slippery slope.
Yeah, I was just about to
I've found
say.
quite a few of them already. There seems to be a lot in this one.
Yeah.
or as it's known in the trade, shiny bloody-itis.
Shiny bloody-itis.
It seems to be begging the missus for more money in my house at the moment.
I'll just cost you a handbag or two, don't worry about it.
At the show today, you could just hear them all going around going, "Oh, shiny! Oh, shiny!
Shiny, shiny,
Oh, shiny!"
shiny thing.
So every time I look on the internet or every time I come on here, there's something else I want to buy or want to paint or want to do. So,
Yeah.
It's not very healthy. Nothing with bank balance anyway.
Well, you've heard of alchemists, haven't you? Alchemists used to turn base metal into gold. Wargamers turned gold into base metal. We just get it the other way around, you know.
Yeah.
Could be worse. You could have a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Alan will be on tonight. He was saying today he's got some stuff to do tonight. A wee celebration.
Oh, he was saying he didn't know if he would make it to Carronade because of what else he was doing.
Yeah, he just jumped out at me.
What, literally just jumped out at you?
Yeah. It was good to see him.
Is he celebrating meeting Paul Alba?
Yeah, oh,
Is Carronade a show or is it?
sorry,
convention?
it's the Falkirk War Games show. Sorry,
okay.
Carronade's the first show of the year, kind of for myself.
It's also the kind of biggest one in Scotland, I think, though, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got Claymore in, I think it's August. It's pretty big as well. Falkirk one's probably the biggest.
You're just being diplomatic. I've been told 3 of them, and I'm pretty sure Falkirk's the biggest. Space-wise and size-wise, it's definitely.
Oh yeah. It was very, very popular this year. It was very busy. It was busy since I've seen it.
What makes one convention better than the other? Is it?
Go for it. Sorry.
Is it the vendors that are there, or is it games you can play?
So many things. I think. Well, from my point of view, you've got the amount of traders that are there, so you can get a chance to. Also, the way it's run, the Falkirk one's run really, really well. Very friendly to the customer as well,
Mm-hmm.
And
fantastic bringing by.
they're bringing by, and the games on. There's a lot of good participation games. I wish it was over a longer time. There's a few things I would like to get involved in today, but you just don't have the time,
Yeah.
You're catching up with everybody you've bumped into for a while. And very good.
That's what makes it for me now, I have to say, is catching up with people. So,
Yeah.
Less me about the traders stuff. There's you can search an awful lot on the internet and see what's coming and what's due, and to be honest, you order enough, you get free postage and stuff. It costs no more. So
Uh-huh.
it's more about the bits of the participation games, how well it's run. Even simple things about the lighting in the place, you know, for taking photographs and things. That does make a difference, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether the
I think I've
whether the
never
place is
known slightly. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, whether the place is run out of bacon sandwiches by 10:30 in the morning.
And if you're playing games, the how packed in and what the acoustics of the room are.
Yeah,
Can you hear each other at the table?
yeah.
Also, the participation games, you know, like the guys wanting you to participate, not just on display. And they were very good today.
Yeah.
They were all engaging.
Yeah, we don't have many display games here. It's always participation games.
Yeah. That's a very good thing to be able to take part in the rule sets.
I find so often you go to games, not games, shows, and you have these games on, and the people that are running them don't even speak to you.
Yeah.
They're so engrossed in doing what they're doing, just like they're in a club having a game, and they kind of just ignore you.
Yeah.
Or they ignore everybody.
Well, the other one is you turn up and there's a table there and there's nobody stood at it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You go, okay, where have they gone then?
Yeah, they definitely ticked all the boxes today.
That's good.
Even going around and just taking a few photos. The guys were engaging you, just telling you what it was about and what figures involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you were. There was one that was on, and it was Retreat from Moscow, and I was inspired enough to go and, you know, fill my bag full of fairy miniatures, you know. And get me to part of the money is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if you can say something that inspires you, that's could have been a job well done, hasn't it?
Uh-huh.
That's good. Whenever I'm at shows and I'm taking pictures, I always will ask if, you know, is it alright if I take some pictures type thing, rather than just start snapping away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was doing that as well, Jamie. Just in case they didn't want the beautiful painted figures shown.
Yeah, it's just manners, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus, that way, if I put the pictures up in my blog and somebody complains, I can say, well, ask permission. So.
Yeah. You're so thoughtful, Jamie.
I know. I'm just that kind of guy. No, but you know what I mean. It's
I know.
These days you have to think about stuff like that.
You do.
Sadly. It generally gives a bit of a way of starting a conversation with them as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Awesome. Very sad that I missed it, but never mind.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff you would enjoy.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be stuff around here in the next couple of months. There's the one in July, but there might be some other things before then. I'll need to check.
Oh, you've got loads of wee shows there, haven't you?
I think so.
York.
I've been to York this year. I know there's Leeds because I was at Leeds last year.
Leeds is October.
Yeah, I think there's one in
There'll be
Gateshead
one
or
in
something like that.
Newcastle. There's one at Newcastle. Yeah, there's one in Durham as well.
Yeah, that's the Durham Wargaming group, is that one?
Yeah.
It's a very small one, isn't it?
There's
Yeah, it's in the old army
Yeah,
barracks in the
there's
town.
also,
That's one that's working.
Yeah.
there's one at Darlington as well. That's a sort of model making type. It's all right for picking up supplies and stuff, you know, paints and things like that. Scarborough's not on this year, so that would have been
Is
at
it
the
the
end
Border
of
Reapers
June.
one in Newcastle? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's at the Gateshead Stadium, I think, isn't it?
yeah. I think that's where it was last time I went. I went a couple of years ago. I'm not sure where it is this year.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one yet.
A lot of shows.
What happened with the one in Sheffield this year? Was it on early or something?
Yeah, the usual time. I think it's just it doesn't seem to be getting the 2-day show thing. Doesn't seem to be working. I don't think, and it doesn't seem to be a terribly popular venue for the people that are attending. You know, it's expensive for a 1-day one, and I don't think the traders gave it the level of support because it didn't do so well last year, and it's one of those chicken and egg things, isn't it? And the traders
I
don't
went to it
go, the
last
people
year.
don't go, and
Yeah. I went to it last year. I thought it was quite a good one. It was pretty quiet though, to be fair.
yeah,
There was plenty of space and there wasn't any crowds or anything. It was all nice in that way. But there's the
Yeah.
movie things, don't there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's alright.
I did enjoy the York one at the turn of the year, so
Yeah. York's my favourite one. Like, I think.
I went to that one in Stockton, Middlesbrough the other week, the other month.
The-
the one at the
Yeah.
beginning of April, Brian Walls one, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that good? Was it?
It was small, but I got a few bits and bobs, so
Sire Panzer Division, 1-on-1.
Yeah, bits and bobs.
no, I think it was mainly some books and some terrain.
Right.
I got that farmhouse for my table when I eventually build something.
Well, I've heard of cleaning these up already.
Sorry, Stephen?
These little tiny 6mm Frenchmen.
Ah,
Try to clean them up.
they're Adler, right? You use. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're great.
They are nice, really nice little figures. Like, take a bit of cleaning up though sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
they get a bit long in the tooth, some of the molds, I think.
Yeah. But as long as you're patient with them, you're not snapping it in.
Yeah.
Alright. I think the worst bits on them are the command groups with the standard or the flagpole. It's so spindly and thin. Be so careful with it. Most tempted to just cut it off and drill it out.
You can replace them with like a sewing needle, but not a needle. Well, yeah, it is a needle.
And like a pin.
Yeah, a pin. Yeah, exactly, a pin.
Yeah, but they've got little eagles on top of them and stuff. Yeah.
You can put that back on the pin, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a tiny conversion.
Microscope.
Make it sound
Easy peasy.
You need a bloody microscope.
Well, don't you guys have a shrinking machine?
Oh yeah. I've got my own without it, yeah.
That's how I paint all the eyelashes.
It should look really smart once you get it done with the skirmishers and stuff. It looked really good.
Oh, they just look so good, don't they?
Yeah, I like them. No, the annoying thing is I've done French before in 6mm. Exactly the same. I sold them all. I think it was about 2010 or something. I sold them all. The guy in Newcastle.
Mhm.
I regret it so much. So I'm sat here doing them all again.
Yeah, I think everybody will have at some point sold stuff that they later wish they hadn't.
Yeah.
Like all those people at the Bring and Buy today.
There's an awful lot of 40k painted to a really high standard. But not so much money. It didn't seem like much, armies of forts and all sorts.
Yeah.
The last few years there's been a lot of 40k stuff like that for sale. People selling off massive amounts of Forge World stuff and things as well.
There was some. I don't know what they're called. The kind of big night things.
Yeah.
Oh, they were really lovely. Remember last year they had those huge thing.
There was a guy selling a Warhound Scout Titan, wasn't there?
I've seen something similar today, and it really didn't seem that much, for the quality of the painting and the size of the thing.
Right, chap. That's me for the night. Good to catch up. We'll
All right.
catch you tomorrow.
See you later, Dave.
See you later.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
Legions, eh? Yellow facings, all the time.
Yeah.
There was a absolutely beautiful Russo-Japanese naval game, resin ships. The guys had done so much work on it at the end, the whole the ships themselves were so gorgeous.
Cool.
And that was
Those Lookers guys normally have some sort of the other year they had the Dam Busters thing, and then they had an Attack the Carrier thing last year, I think.
I think this year it was Guadalcanal.
Right.
The naval battle off Guadalcanal.
In the slot, what did they call it? Iron Bottom Sound.
Is that right?
That could be, yeah.
I'll try and get some pictures up. Really. I wasn't really in picture mode today because I was trying to see what everything was about.
Yeah, I tend to do that at times. You go around full of the intent of taking pictures, and then you get home and you've only actually taken a few.
Yeah, there's just so much to look at for buying and for. That was good.
What did young David get? Was he there?
Yeah, he got a lot of lovely terrain books, and he didn't really need to buy any vehicles because he's pretty much got everything he wants. Mostly the kind of regular stuff that you really need.
Yeah.
Base, isn't it? Father David was buying everything. No surprise there. Anything that would match into his Zulus and either 15 or 18 mil.
He must be getting some size of collection there.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Cool. Well, I think we've been on live over an hour or so now, so probably call it quits at that. I'm not sure when I started, but yeah, I'll call it quits. I'll do a wee intro thing and then we'll get it posted up.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Cheerio.
Okay, see you later.
Good night.